My name is Ab. I'm a co-founder of Radnomics, and today I'm going to walk you through some exciting new features in RadCopilot, our AI-powered reporting assistant, designed to help you write clearer and more effective radiology reports. When you first open the RadCopilot page, you will notice some new changes. First of all, there's a new tab here for clinical history, where you can input relevant patient information, giving the AI a clearer context for your reports. Additionally, we've added a tab for historic reports. Here, you can include excerpts from previous imaging reports, helping RadCopilot understand prior findings and avoid redundancies. When you open the Tools sidebar, you will notice a new tab for templates. This is where you can store your own custom reporting templates ready to be used and enhanced by RadCopilot's intelligent reporting generator. Now let's look at an example where these can be used together to generate a report. We have a request for a CT abdomen on an 80-year-old female presenting with left lower abdominal pain, diarrhea, loss of appetite, and worsening discomfort. Looks like the referring team is requesting the CT to rule out diverticulitis. I also note that the patient has a prior report from earlier this year. I'll put the relevant parts into the historical reports tab, giving the AI useful clinical context to build on. And as I read this, I note that apart from this liver cyst, there's nothing else found on the previous scan. Next, I choose a relevant template. This reflects how I typically write a report, and it helps me keep things consistent. So I've got a CT abdomen pelvis template ready to go. Okay, and then once I've selected my tab, I just crack straight on. I include what I'm comparing to. So this is the date of the previous scan. As I'm kind of scrolling through the CT, I start from the top of the lung basis, and I already see that there's some minimal bibasoid telectasis. So I just describe what I see, continue to scan, and as I go through the liver and through the upper abdomen, I notice there's a 3 centimeter hyperattenuating right lobe lesion. I think this is likely a hepatic cyst, but the rest of the abdomen looks really unchanged. So I will just include a little phrase to reflect that. And I keep scrolling, and as I'm getting to the bottom of the scan, I start to notice that there's sigmoid looks very thickened. There's lots of fat stranding around it. There's a few prominent diverticula, but there's no real signs of perforation, and the rest of the bowel looks unremarkable. So again, just like how I've described it, I add it onto the reporting page. I don't see any bony destructive lesions. I do see some mild degenerative changes. So again, I just include that. I think these are diffuse, so it's multi-level. And that's it. That's the only real findings I have on the scan. 5 lines kind of placed on the reporting page as I see it really on the report. Once I'm done, I press generate report. And just like that, a well-structured professional quality report appears and is written in my own style. I make some quick edits. So I think, for example, I don't think we need to include the basoid telectasis in this report as part of our conclusion. I think it belongs in the body of the report. And actually on second looks, I think the part about the bowel was probably the most important finding here. So I'm going to just move that to the beginning of my report. I tidy things up a little bit. And if you look through the report, you notice that there's bits that have just been added naturally. So the fat stranding and the prominent diverticula, these are consistent with diverticulitis. I didn't say this in my prompt, but from the clinical history, it understands that this is what I was describing. It again sort of makes a little comparison here that it's unchanged from the previous study, this hepatic cyst that we commented on. And again, this is just something that it does because of the context we provided for it. And the rest of the report looks like what I would include in this type of scan, right? So I read through it carefully, make sure there's no other edits I need to do. Once I'm happy, I press accept, and then I press save and copy report. And this allows my report to be added to the background of the RadCopilot, allowing the AI to really develop an even deeper understanding of my reporting style. The more I use it, the better it gets.